Okay, so the next thing on the homework, I'm just kind of following along and doing problems in the same order as the homework, but I'm not doing the homework problems. I'm doing stuff off the notes page. But we're sort of at where, well, it says 7 and 8, but it really means 7. 8 is construct a frequency distribution, so that would actually be a different problem. You only have to do question number 7 using this. All right, and I'm supposed to be making a relative frequency distribution. Okay, so that we had cumulative, but this is relative. Relative frequency distributions are actually percents. Okay, so first of all, I gotta know, these are the colors of people's cars. I gotta know how many I did here. Okay, so I ran around, talked to a bunch of people. How many people was that? Well, 10 plus 28 plus 35 plus 12 plus 25 plus 40 is 150. I'm going to write n equals 150. And in statistics, n is always going to be used as the number of people you talk to. So I might as well start using that right now. I apparently asked 150 people what color car they had, and this is what I got. Now I want to switch those into percents. Okay, so this is 10 out of the 150. But no one loves a fraction. People like decimals better than fractions. And then they like percents even better than they like that. So I would go 10 divided by 150 in my calculator. And I would get 0.067. Okay, people love decimals way more than they love fractions, so that's all right. But relative, it's good to have it as a percent because people love percents even more than they love decimals. So move the decimal point 2 places over and call this 6.7%. So 6.7% of the cars were yellow. All right, and then I go 28 divided by 150. And I get 0.187, so move that over, 18.7%. 35 divided by 150, that's like 0.233, but I'm going to switch that into 23.3%. All right, and 12 divided by 150 is actually 0.08, so I'm going to call that 8%. And then 0.167, so I'm going to call that 16.7%. And 40 divided by 150 is 0.267, so I'm going to call that 26.7%. Now, how many decimals do you need to save in this? Well, I don't want to just start rounding too early. If I rounded that up to 0.1 and then I rounded this up, I'd be saying things like, well, that's 10% and that's 20% and that's 25%. If you don't leave a decimal in there, people think, you're just making numbers up, aren't you? You didn't really do this. If you leave one decimal place, so if I have 3 decimal places when I do the calculator bit, then after I switch it into a percent, I still have 1 decimal place. And people look at it and go, oh, you've got a decimal place. You probably got out your calculator. That's probably the right number. So you want to go ahead and do 3 decimal places there so you still have 1 decimal place and it looks like you did it. You wouldn't want to save 15 decimal places. You're just overwhelming people. You just want to have 1. If you really wanted to have 2, that'd be okay. But you don't really want any more decimal places than that because people just think, why are you overwhelming me with this?